So we have different community programs. We have our Velvet Assistance Fund, that is our largest fund, and that is for low-income families. We give out funds to people who need the veterinary care, who need emergency care. And often people, if you've recently been laid off, if you're in between jobs, you might not have enough money for an emergency. So we have a certain amount we give out every single month to people who need that. And that's actually our largest fund, and we're always in more need of support for that fund. We also have our Stray and Wildlife Fund. We actually, so if you ever find a hurt pet, like if you ever find a cat or a bird or anything that is hurt, you can bring them to Dove Lewis, and we don't charge you. And we can provide care for that animal, and then we eventually transfer them to the Audubon or to an adoption agency to get them adopted after that. And then we also have pet loss support, and we do have classes once a month. We have art classes once a month. We also have regular classes once a week where you can go and talk with people about your pet and share photos and share stories. And that is really, it's an important process for the grieving process to have that. And then our last program is our blood bank, which I'll show you, but we actually have a blood bank here at Dove Lewis that dogs donate their blood to, and we have cats that actually live here that donate their blood as well. So it's kind of an overview.
Well, I've been having like a whole bunch of questions.
Okay.
About how many volunteers do you have, and how long do they volunteer here for? Like how long? Do they last 2 days or 2 years?
What I really like about Dove Lewis, I actually started out here as a volunteer, and we don't really have time requirements, so you just have to volunteer here once a year at one of our events. So we have some volunteers that help us 1 day a year, and they help us with one event every year. We have one volunteer that helps us every year with our Dove Adore event. She's been doing it for a decade now. So we have volunteers like that who help with those, and then we also have volunteers that come in once a week, and they do work at our reception desk. They help us with office work. We also have volunteers that bring in food for our staff, because days like Thanksgiving and Christmas, they have to be here, so we try and make it kind of festive too. We have volunteers that help with that.
What was the worst surgery that you've ever remember from working here?
Since I'm in the development department, I'm not on the floor. I'm not on the veterinary floor to see a lot of the cases, but I've heard of many of the cases. And we actually had, pretty recently, we had a dog come in that had eaten Gorilla Glue, which is, it's a glue that actually expands in a space to fill up an empty space. So he ate this, and it expanded in his stomach, and it hardened, and it made a kind of a mold of his stomach. So they had to go in surgically to take it out, and the dog survived. The dog was fine.
Positive. Now, positive home.
Now the political season's over, you can look at things closer to your home.
Yeah.
Closer to your home.
Cat people.
You're a cat person. Cats are close to your heart.
Yeah.
Others in the room who are dog people.
Dog people. Okay. Yeah, dog. Me, I like a cat. And cat. I appreciate you coming here. I want to get back in and help me. I appreciate it.
He appreciates coming here.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys coming in.
Yeah. And Angela, what stood out to you about the day?
Well, what I really liked about this tour that you gave is that it showed that there's a lot of, it's safe here. The staff have been very nice. They all have smiles. They know what they're doing. They're very well trained. They're very well educated. I would feel 100% or more comfortable taking my dog here if there was a need for it. And I noticed how very loving and caring the doctors were with that one dog that had a split right by his chest area. It almost made me want to cry. But they took so much loving care. Just, they didn't go fast, they went slow. They had the light on to the dog, and I just thought that was really great of you to actually have like at least 4 or 5 people in that room making sure that dog is okay. And another one was that to make sure that the dog and the cat were in those little kennel places that needed one-on-one care 24/7. I really appreciate that because not very many people can do that. It means a lot to me that if something happened to my dog, I can bring it here, and I know that I'm going to have that faith in you to take good care of my dog for a day or even a week. And it means a lot to me that people like you who do care about animals, that I feel like this is the only place that I feel connected to now. And I really want to say thank you.